Hello and welcome to the Dutchman in San Marcos. I am the DISM and we're coming to you this week from the workshop again. Welcome to the showgram and we hope you subscribe, hit the like, tell your friends. Remember, I still have the contest running, so I'm looking for those people who might get me more subscribers. So get in and win that free bento box uke that you've seen on my other um, videos. So let's get going. There we go. That's the bento box uke. Didn't have any comments this week. Didn't have any new subscribers. So the contest is still running. I'm going to run it for another couple weeks. And then we'll see what happens. So be sure to look back at my old show and find out how you can win this free. Just thought I'd put a plug in. Get subscribers. Subscribe to my channel. Like. And this bento box could be yours. And you could learn to play Somewhere Over the Rainbow. There's your commercial. Hello, and here we go. Got a couple things this week. We're going to be working on this guy. I actually got some wood. You see some metal over here. I'll tell you about that. And my pickup came from Chicago Music Exchange. It's a lipstick one, and you can see it. See, that's what... Oh, get it out of the light there. You can see that's what it is. It's a lipstick. It mounts like that. It was from Chicago Music Exchange, all parts. And that's going to go right here. If you can see that, it'll go right in there. So we're gonna have to cut a hole in here to install that. So we'll be working on that. Moreover, we'll be working on this piece of wood to put it in the box to mount everything in. And so I've got to kind of plan this out because I got to have a hole here for that pickup. But I want to mount the neck piece that's going to hold the neck in here as well. So we'll be working on all of that. And so the other thing I got going, you got a bonus today. I've been installing a new sound system at the church I work at. I've got two sound systems that I'm putting in for two different rooms. And I need to put wirelesses in there into the rack. But I was reading things about the antennas and thought I really need them out in the open. And I might replace those. So I come up with another solution that in order to get good reception on my wirelesses, I'm going to build two racks that sit on top of the cabinet. And the cabinet I'm talking about can mount things like this. And the rack uses pieces like this, so I gotta make a cabinet so it'll stand up like this to mount my pieces into it like that. So we'll be working on that. I'll show you kind of the outcome, not the step-by-step, but the outcome of what I build, just because I've got to build it myself. So yeah, we'll give you an update after I do some more of this. And we'll go from there. So you can watch the progress of that. I'll keep giving you some updates. All right, let's get working on our new box. Our new box and our neck. So the first thing we got to do is we have to find the center of the box, which is important for when we start notching stuff out and where things are placed. So we'll start out by centering the box. And I'll do that by putting some tape on so I can mark it so I can see where I'm going. I know I'm going to have to mount this somewhere down here, so I'll put a tape piece of painter's tape, which hopefully won't. It doesn't. I was just checking to see if it was going to affect my sticker because I don't want to wreck those. I want it to come out pretty. So I've got that. The interesting thing about this box is it's curved, so we can't get. If you see, I still have that piece there. So, and same thing here. There's a curve. The next thing is I'm going to put a pretty big piece of tape because we've got the pickup, and this will be for later. I'm putting a big piece because the pickup we're going to have to locate. Come off of there. There's the springs and screws. The pickup has these kind of legs, which I might flatten them down, stick them out. But it's going to be located somewhere in here. So we're going to need that piece of tape in order to be able to mark it and cut a hole, but we want to make sure this is centered. So we got to find a space. So we'll be working on that. And we'll be working on getting this mounted on, and then I think we'll build the bracing around that once I get this mounted on and their hole drawn, because what's going to happen is we need support in here, but we're going to have to work around this hole, and we're going to have to work around this piece, which will be screwed in there. It'll be coming through the top. So that's the things we got to keep in mind. So let's find a center. We'll put another piece of tape down here. So that way we can put our marks on. I'm going to put an extra piece because that pickup might go further in. So there we go. So we got to find the center of our box. And how we do that is I'm just going to measure from these corners and find out how wide it is. I actually need my other glasses on to read the ruler. I can't quite see the lines. I have to magnify them. So we've got, this is 7.5 inches wide. 7.5 inches wide. So 7.5. I got to do the math. I'm not good with doing math. I can't use my phone because I'm using it as a camera. I need a calculator actually. But so if it's 7.5, if it was 6.5, it would be 3.25. But 7.5 would be. Let me see. Let me think that out loud. Okay, I got it. 3.75. So we measure in. We measure in 3, and I'm just taking it from this edge on the blue tape. So I got it marked. So we go 3.75, which is right here. Hope I can see that. So there's that mark. And then on this end, we'll go 3.75. And that should be my center. Since I got a rounded edge I'm just going to connect the dots here to make our line so I get a straight line. So that's our center right there. Now we're going to want to get it on the inside too. Oops, I must have taped it shut. So same thing in here. We're going to go three. We're going to go 3.75 right there. And here, the same thing. .75 right there. So I got the center of the box mark there and there. I got to measure how big this is. This is 1, 2, 3. 6/16. This little piece is wide. So, so 6/16. And what I'm going to do, because this is rounded, is I'm going to take my little square and use that as my straight edge, because I want to be able to measure in. It might be the width of that whole curve, this curve, but I just want to make sure I measure it. And these are really important because everything's going to be coming off of this. So we'll stand that up. So I was right. It falls right. That's the width of this wood on the inside. It falls right where that curve starts to break, right there. Not quite. It actually is rounder than that. So I know I can't go past that line with I got to be past that line with this, because I want these screws to be able to clear that. So I'm gonna make an edge here. Darken my line here. So I kind of got my bracket there. Now I'm going to take this, so I don't want to go past that. Oh, first I got to find the center. I got to find the center of this. And how I'll do that is measured again. Measure it. Maybe I'll do this. I'm gonna measure this because this was just there as a part of the tremolo, and you can see these center holes where it's going to mount. This is the strings, so this is where each one of these is where the strings are at. So I'm going to measure this piece here to center this piece. If this isn't centered with the box, but that was with the tremolo bar, we're not going to have one. So we'll go that route. So there's a lot of calculating going on with this. That's why it takes so long. I don't want to make the video too long, but I'll at least show you this lining up. I do have, right after this video, I'll show you the stands I made for my audio project. Actually, I got one sitting right here. I showed it earlier. I got this. I got just a few pictures and a little video at the end showing them complete, but you can see I made them all up. So let's get that centered. So this thing here, we'll keep working on this. This thing here is looks like two and 1, 2, 3. All right, so I finally got my 3 holes located. That were the 3 on the back here. We'll drill those so we can get this mounted on here. So we'll mount that because that'll be our tailpiece. Is that right? Yeah. I always got to act like I'm playing guitar to figure out if I'm doing the right side, which would be, no, the guitar would be like this. I almost did the wrong side, so we got to mark this side. So we'll do that. We'll do that again. Okay, now I got it straight. This side, because the bridge is going to go this way, because the neck comes out that way. So now I'm going to drill these 3 holes so we can mount this on top. So let's do that. Hang on, I'll get a drill. Okay, I got the right drill to fit this, as you can see. So let's drill the top. Our first holes into our beautiful top, but hopefully we got them marked out right. First 3 holes into our top. So, what we're going to do is hook it up. Hopefully these screws will be long enough. And I don't think they are. I didn't plan on that. By the time I go through the top, well, we'll have to end here because these screws are too short, because by the time it goes through the top, these aren't long enough. So I'll have to go to Home Depot and find the right size screw to fit into here. What I'll do is looks like it's a machine screw, but I got to be able to go through the thickness of the top, so this is going to fit on here like, see, there's my 3 holes, and then into here. So more parts. There's always something that comes up. I don't think in my vast screws that I have something that way. They can come through longer because it's got enough space, but I'm gonna put it through here, and then I gotta install this first so I know how long to cut this piece. And maybe I should just cut. I think what I'm going to do is, when I drilled this out, this almost feels like cardboard, this top here. So I think I'm going to cut my piece to go across here. And then, but I don't know what the cutout for the, I gotta do some planning, because this thing here is going to be coming through here. So then, where would my block go? So I might have to do something different. So we'll come back to you after I figure all that out. That's the way these go. When you make something custom, you gotta come up with new ideas for things. And obviously my first idea isn't working, but it's good that I checked it out, because when I drilled through here, it's got this sticker on the back, but it almost seems like it's not wood, but I think it's wood. But I'm thinking, because that's the bridge, it's going to have a lot of tension, so I'm going to need it to go through the block. And what I'll probably do is, see, I've got this piece of poplar that I was going to make as the support. What I think I'll do is maybe put this in. How thick is this? Put this in, and then after I get this in, support it, and then notch this out. You know, put a piece across it. And we'll put a piece across it like that, and then do my notch. But I'm going to need the full piece going across here to make it stronger. So let's cut that. Let's cut that piece, and at least get that done. And then I'll work on the screws thing later. So we got to get how big this is. And this looks like it's 9 1/8. 9 1/8. So we're gonna. We're gonna cut that piece 9 1/8. And when I cut this piece, I'll cut it on this side of the line, leaving this a little bigger, because then I can belt sand it in with my belt sander. Where's that? Where's that at? As you can see, I left a little bit of the line, and I can always sand it because I want it to fit fairly tight. As you can see, it's too tight, so it's almost there. So let me put you on hold. I gotta go sand this. All right, I'm trying to fit this now. I might have to sand it again. Yep, a little bit more. I've got my little sander over here. Got my little sander over there. Not quite, a little more. I think I need a new piece of sandpaper on that one. Yeah. Almost. I don't want to pressure it. Let me take a lop. There it is. Now I cut too much off, but all right. So On to next week. We'll be further along, and I've got to cut another piece of this. I took too much off. I should have cut it on the line and it would have fit. Ended up because my sander isn't working good. So be sure, if you like this, to subscribe. Hit the like button, and don't forget about my contest. And we'll see you next week. Well, there they are, all welded up. So we got them all done, and they should work out nice. Just a little paint on the bottom should do. So we got them all built. So that was the little make your own wireless rack. These racks right here is where the components fit across. So yeah, we're all built and ready to go. Except for, I'll take them in and put a little paint on them, some black paint, and that'll make them look better.